Welcome back to True Horsemanship. This is Belle. I saw a while back. I haven't had a chance to really work with her much within the past year. So what we're going to do today is hopefully introduce the saddle for the first time. And I'm not sure how it goes. It might go real easy or it might go haywire. Man, one of my pet peeves is people just throw a saddle on a horse and just let them run and buck around. In every video you see me put a saddle on the horse the first time, I always have a safety line on them so I can get control on her. I'm going to rig it a little bit, and when I rig it up, Cindy get a close shot maybe to see how I'm doing it, because I'm going to use my long cotton rope. But first I'm going to go through all my, before I go throw a pad or a saddle on. And this is where the homework, we had a gal from Poland here last week and we went through all this with Belle, what we're doing right now. Anyway, gal from Poland was here and we'd done a lot of this, did my homework beforehand. So I just want to be able to flip this rope on over top of her. I'm going to get in here and pet on her and do all kinds of things before I try to put a pad on her. Now, like you won't remember, but this horse has been taught how to bolt away from a halter. And it wouldn't surprise me get this horse under saddle and the horse still had that problem, because that's one of the hardest problems to break, and there's no sense of it if you start halter training right the first time. If you remember an episode that I did with a Appaloosa stud that was about 15 years old now, me and Cindy went over there and put a halter on that horse for the first time since it's been 6 months old. And that horse pretty much led like a champ once we got a halter on it. He never forgot what I taught him, because I'm the one that halter broke him. So we're just going to sit here and flip. And as I tell everybody, if it's boring, it is good. Boring is a good thing in horse training. She's standing here real nice. So I'm going to pet her, let her know she's doing a nice job. She's going to be a little bit weird on this side. So usually a lot of times if the horse is really weird, I'm going to get in here, put my hand up like this, and get my hand up there so I can get in here. I'll be quite honest with you, a horse like Belle, I'm going to show that again. But I was getting ready to say, a horse like Belle, when they're this quiet right off, it sort of bothers me. So I'm going to go in here and push on that nose so I get to approach this other side. Now, today I don't have a breast collar on her, but most of the time, and I'll explain why I don't have one on her, but a lot of times I recommend first saddle and have a breast collar, especially if a horse like her, she's got a little bit of withers, so I don't have to worry too much about the saddle sliding. But if you got a real round back horse, you're not going to get it tight enough that first saddling to keep that saddle in place, so you put a breast collar on it to help keep it in spot so it don't slide underneath the horse's body. Right now it seems like I'm not doing anything. But I am. Like I said, this horse, I can tell you until it got here, and then has, unfortunately, because everything hasn't had time for her. But she hasn't had much human contact, so me just standing here petting on her go a long way. It's going to help her calm down. So no, it's not all about moving that hip all the time and doing this all the time. It depends on the horse. Sometimes it's just petting on them. And something people hear me talk and all, they don't think I pet on them, but I do pet on them. Don't talk to them much unless I say thank you and please, or pretty please, or pretty please with sugar on it. So before I start introducing the pad on her, I got a 40-foot here cotton rope. This is 5/8. I like either 5/8 or a 1/2 inch. 3/4 is a little bit too thick. And I got a clip and a ring. Can you see that, honey?
As I said, hold on to it again. Show it again.
Got a clip and a ring on it. So I'm gonna, because keep her from bolting away. So I'm gonna take my other end of my rope here and slide it through. And some people say how cruel this is. Well, you know, I gotta teach this horse and handle her such that she's gotta start respecting that halter. Because if somebody's leading her out in the open and something scares her one day and she bolts off with a halter, she's liable to get hit by a car or something. So, you know, some of this stuff y'all just need to get over yourselves and think of safety first and what's going to be in the best interest of this horse. When the rope's heavy enough, I can shake it to shake it loose if it gets too tight. Because right now I got pressure two areas more so than the rope halter. One is the nose area and one on the back here on the pole. This is an easy configuration. There's another way to do it, but it's too complicated really for most people to learn it by just watching a video. But before I even get started with my pad, just like everything else, I'm just going to walk her off and just let her know I got her. And give her a good little pat. And the problem where Belle's at right now, if you notice, she's dangerous to me. Not because she's going to hurt me, but she wants, you know, she gets a little upset. She's going to want to be in my back pocket. So I'm going to follow. I always start right here at the shoulder and just rub it on her. I mean, you see everybody does this the same way. And what I'm doing is no different than what anybody else does. Now, instead of her off side, she's a little weird. So instead of me approaching her with the saddle pad, I'm going to go ahead and put the pad on this side. Get over here and remove it from this side. Then we'll throw it on this side, and I'm going to explain why here in a second. Because she's a little bit funny on this side. So right now I just want her to see this pad moving on the off side. So instead of her acting negative and trying to avoid that pad, you know, the pad's going away from her. It's not coming at her. So now she stood there real quiet. So I'm going to fold it back up. Just rub her again. And then put the pad on. Good girl. Take it off. Rub her with it. That time, like I said, I don't know how this is going to go. It can go real smooth. I don't want this rope too far down here. My correct position of the nose band is about where my nose band on where my halter's at. So I'm just going to take my time. I'm not what I call snaking around her, where I'm, doing that number. I'm just taking my time, move fluid, not getting no hurry, but I'm not sneaking up on her. And like I said, as I call it, snaking. So I'm going to put my rope about like this. I showed this on one other episode. So that way if she moves, I can grab my rope, but I don't have to worry about it getting around my arm. Now pick that saddle up a little high. And this is where your homework, if you do it correctly, is going to show up. So I'm going to just and like I said, I'm not going to just let her loose so she can buck around like a banshee. I'm going to keep my safety line on her. Now, you can do this two ways. Reach under like I'm doing it, or you can take a clothes hanger, wire clothes hanger, and straighten it out and put a hook so you can grab that D-ring. Or you go some other people and pay $60 for a little stick with a hook on it. But I live in the real world and a little bit of a tightwad, so I'd probably would use a coat hanger. Or either that, I got a stick here, I got a nail driven into it where the sharp end's in the wood, that I can do it. So right now, it would depend on the horse what I would do. With her, she's standing, she's a little bit leery of it. But right there where the mirrors are back, I'm not going to tighten it down any farther yet. And even now it looks like I don't have control of my rope here, but I got it between my arms, so if I have to, I can grab it this way. So what am I going to do from here? Since I don't have it super snug yet, because I went as tight where I'm pretty sure it's not going to slide underneath her, but her mirrors came back, so I stopped. So instead of just automatically push her off, I'm stepping out of the way and not doing anything. The calmest I can keep this mare, there we go, this first time is better off me and her both's going to be. Because like right there, you saw her get anxious. If I pushed her right then, we would have had a bucking fit. So right now I'm prepared. Right now she's looking for me for guidance. This be one time you will see me shake my line, because I want to make sure this mare is not on top of me, because she's going to want to come to me if she gets too upset. So I'm just going to let her walk off. And here in a little bit, I'll be putting more pressure on her. Oh, there it is.
You have a whip over there. Is that
Yeah,
something?
thank you, hon. Like I say, just take your time, be patient, and never step in front of this horse at this point. Right then I was walking towards her shoulder. On camera angle, it might look like I was. Now I tighten it down some more. Actually right now I got it where I usually ride in, but I'm still not going to push her. Because you see I tightened her, she bowled up a little bit.
Blow up.
Yeah, she's getting ready to. If I pushed on her right then, she's liable to them. So I'm just going to, we'll encourage her just to walk a stride or two. A lot of this stuff right now would probably be using a little one, or Suka, one of my other horses, but I let them out this morning because it looked like it was going to rain. So let's put a little pressure on her. And there we go.
Well, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. But right there is a fine case of this long line, as I was able to keep her out of that rail. And actually, if you watched her, as soon as I put pressure on that line, she quit.
I don't know if I got it.
Well, hopefully Cindy picked that up. So I'm going to just keep her on the rail, and right now I just want her to walk forward. I mean, if that's all the explosion we have, we're doing good. People get in too much hurry. They think they got to really wear these horses down to train them. People, you're training the mind. You're not training the body. And yes, I know my back girth's a little low because she was blowed out. So I've got to fix that. It's high enough where foot isn't going to get into it. Like I said, I got a hold of her head. And that's one advantage having equipment well used. I can unbuckle it and buckle it. There we go. And it depends on the horse. If I'm just, let's say, right now I'm going to try encourage her not to buck right now. That's why you saw me pulling on it. But if I had 4 or 5 saddles on her, she still wants to get a little crow hoppy, then I'm just going to push her. I'm not going to stop her. But at this point I want to try to convey to her that I got control of her feet. So just let it out. And I'm going to say it again. I'll say it a few times in this video. Homework, homework. Make sure all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. That's why with this mare, she is explosive. It's going as well as it did. And right there, see, I'm sure Cindy might not have picked up, but she started going in that panel. Since I got her a long line like this, I keep her out of the panel. I don't want this experience to be a super bad one. I know some people say I ought to take my can out, but she'll deal with it. That's my high dollar mountain block. So at some point, now right now I'm in trouble because where the rope's at, it's on the back side of her. So I'm going to just hold my rope right above her hock, and I'm just going to hold it. This is where the other people would cut it out, but I'm not going to cut this out. I'm going to just keep my rope so it's up there, let her move around a little bit. Now, if I had a regular rope halter on her, we would still be going around circles. So I'm going to put a rope around my little hiney here. So in that instance, my main concern was keeping that rope above her hocks. And I know there wasn't nothing I can do at that moment. Now if I had two people in here, they could have stepped, maybe tried to turn her, reverse her. But even then, she liable to turn into the rope. So the best thing to do is just keep your cool, just like I did. Keep your rope high and let her settle down, and then when she does, turn her. Because in my opinion, she's got to get used to that rope behind her anyway, or things behind her. Now if you notice, I didn't just step in front of her to turn her, because she will do it. But we got to try to get back to that relaxed mode again. So she tried to face me, and then when she faced me and standing still, then I walked on this other side and pushed her shoulder that way. I didn't push her butt, I pushed her shoulder. And horses, you know, to me, they are an accident waiting to happen, even most broke horses. So I try to do things and hope for the best, but I'm always prepared for the worst. Like when she started running around circles when she got the rope on her bad side. There we go, good girl. But see, even that negative, what happened, I'm looking at it positive. I might have to ask Cindy, because I was sort of busy. She didn't really buck then, did she, hon? Huh? I mean, yeah, she primarily just ran.
Yeah.
But she didn't buck much. Might crow hop a little bit. Like I said, I didn't catch it. I'll see it when I review it. And like I said, that part I'm going to leave in here because y'all got to see how to do that, handle that situation. There we go. Now, I didn't try to pull her straight to me. Good girl. I just let her walk a little bit and pulled her in a little bit at a time. And the key thing, she was walking forward nice and relaxed. Then when I pulled her in, you know, got to hit that part of her brain. Some horses, I'll be honest, you'll never hit it. They're always on edge. So all you can do is put your tools in there where you can handle them. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not trying to make her run away. There we go, good girl. I know Maggie, a gal from Poland, she was here, she saw me do that last week and she thought I wanted the horse to move. And it's like, no, we don't want her to move now. Good girl. There we go.
Why are you doing that?
Huh?
Why are you doing that?
Well, I want her to get used to something playing around her without her reacting. I want her to just stand there. I don't know if you heard my answer, but I don't know if you heard Cindy, but she asked why am I doing it. I think she knows why. She just put it out there for somebody else. Pretty little things over there shaking her head. But it's a good job, hon. One thing about Cindy, she knows more than she thinks she knows. And I'm not just patting you on the back, because she's heard me say this before in private. But I like her filming with her perspective, her eyes, because she thinks it's things that I automatically just actually take for granted. You know, like she asked me, why am I flailing my arms like that? And she, even though she knows somebody's out there is going to be wondering, why am I flailing my arms like that? So it sort of puts me, it actually makes me a better instructor, because more questions, you know, I get asked like that, the more I can explain it. But this is, you know, key thing, safety line. Second thing, make sure, like I said, you win all your homework, and until she can't, my rule of thumb, once she can take that pad confident both sides without moving and relax, then that's when I go with saddle. If it takes a week, fine, it takes a week. With her, it didn't take a week, because I threw the rope and we used the plastic bag on her and such things. So, you know, I prepared her for this step. That's why, all in all, y'all watching, this was pretty uneventful, except for that one time, but that's no big. Even that was uneventful. She never went to a point where I felt like she was dangerous to herself. So, like I said, remember, get all your bases covered.
Okay, explain that. What's the difference between flailing your arms and pushing her off?
Okay,
Say the question so they hear it.
right there. Boy, you're just full of good ones today, honey. The difference between that time I want her off, okay, when I watch my body, I want her to stand here. I just flail my arms. Now, when I want her back off, I stand proud. I put my shoulders back. I become a commanding force. Is that right? That sound good? I become that commanding force to say, hey, get out of my space. So, you know, there is a difference. And horses see that little bit difference. I do it like here, my shoulders are down and I'm relaxed. I'm just wailing. Or like I did earlier. Get up here and mean it. So that's the way it is, pretty cut and dry. And I'm glad.
I would say that that's probably, I don't know if you want to probably edit this out, but women have a tendency to not, what we've seen here.
Yeah.
When you ask a woman to do it, she's saying please instead of do it.
I wish you had clothes on. Oh, that didn't sound right. I wish you had pants. What that?
Camera.
I wish you had different pants on. There we go. Okay, I'll leave that one in there. That was cute. But Cindy brought out a point, and like I said, I don't know what the mic picks up. But, and this is from a lady's voice, ain't from mine. And she's seen it here. See, when I want this horse out of my space, I am demanding. But a lot of women, you'll see them do the same thing what I did, but they're saying please. They're not demanding that horse to get out of your space. But a horse like her, where she's at in training right now, she's dangerous. Some of you touchy-feely people out there say, oh, look how sweet that horse is. He's just going right in David's back pocket, and she wants to be right on top of him. Keyword there, on top of him. Something spooked him. I am going to get hurt. Here, something spooks her. She's probably going to go around me. So, well, since we're on question and answering, got anything else, honey?
That's all I had.
Okay. But there's some good points. I'm glad you asked. So, you know, just take your time. Don't get in a hurry. Work the horse's mind, not their body. You get more done working with the mind than your body. You can sit here and lunge them, tire them out, get a saddle on them. And that first time they'll take the saddle because they're so wore out. But if you get them out the next time, try to put that saddle on fresh and everything, you're going to have it's going to be, that'll be a wreck. So why start there? Start slow, easy. Like I said, work that mind instead of the body. So with that said, as I always say, be true to the horse, they'll be true to you. To my kids, grandkids, and a special person out there, watch their leg, KDA, God bless, take care.